Hey, what's happening, guys? So Manchester City have completed the signing of Maximo Perrone from Velez Sarsfield. This one's been in the work for several months now, but only got officially announced yesterday morning. He arrives on a 5.5-year deal for a paltry £8 million, which is fuck all really, given how talented he is. Back home, he's been compared to Redondo, and that's some bloody praise, as I'm sure those of you who are old enough to remember the Real Madrid man will recall. Curiously, the lad made it clear to those at the Etihad that he's unwilling to go out on loan and wants to fight for a first-team place, so expect to see him in and around the senior squad once he returns from the South American Under-20 Championship. While he's unlikely to get minutes ahead of Rodri and Calvin Phillips, just observing the pair of them in action and partaking in training alongside some of the best players in the game will do wonders for his development. It's been widely reported that Pep Guardiola personally called Perrone during the negotiation process multiple times, which is highly unusual for a youngster and just goes to show you how highly he's rated by the club. In fact, statistics suggest he's in the top 10 under-21 defensive playmakers in the world, which should come as no surprise to anyone who's seen clips of him playing because he controls the entire tempo of play despite his tender years. He even helped his club reach the semi-finals of the Copa Libertadores, which is the South American equivalent of the Champions League, but unfortunately missed both legs of their last four defeat to Flamengo, and their supporters will forever be wondering what could have been had he been available. It's crazy Perrone is being discussed in such lofty terms given he only made his debut in March of 2022, and that is a rise which can only be described as meteoric. Moving on to his style of play, the kid is an elegant defensive midfielder but can also be utilized in a box-to-box role given the sheer amount of ground he's able to cover. Impressively, he's just as good in a midfield 2 as he is in a 3, which is precisely why coaches trust him to operate in a single pivot. His ball control, dribbling, and high footballing IQ are second to none, even if they go under the radar because of the position he plays in. If you pay close attention, he's always scanning what's happening around him, and that likely explains why he's so calm when he does get the ball, because he's 2 steps ahead of everyone else on the pitch. Teammates see him as a point of reference for his reading of the game and intelligent body shape, which always provides them with an outball. Unlike the atypical Guardiola midfielder, he also ranks in the top 5% in terms of tackles made, which is completely mental because those Argentinian lads love to get stuck in, as I'm sure you saw at the World Cup. This in turn allows him to win possession in the final third and spring an immediate counterattack. His end product doesn't do his influence justice, but nonetheless, 3 goals and 2 assists in a mere 33 games from the number 6 position is a hell of a return. As far as I'm concerned, he's got all the technical as well as mental aspects to succeed at the highest level. He's a natural leader who's captained all the youth teams he's been a part of, including Argentina's under-16s, who beat an England side containing the likes of Jude Bellingham and Jamal Musiala in a tournament final a few years ago. The only things he can realistically improve upon are his discipline, because he's been booked 13 times and does have a tendency to give away silly fouls in dangerous areas, which will be punished in English football, and making use of that weaker right foot, as that can add a whole new dimension to his already impressive arsenal. Overall, I'm happy to stick my neck out and say he'll be a regular in Pep's 11 within a couple of seasons. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.